while the whole number was no longer visible.
Yeah.
However, if anybody saw smoke coming from the mountains up, south of Reno-ish, north of Carson, nonetheless, can't say any more and do not elaborate on the location of my employment. However, go. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for inviting me. Come on. Bye-bye.
That's Nevada Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
Was that real or what?
No, it was real. Burned the boat. Probably an insurance job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? That's funny, though.
It is. I mean, what kind of... That's moronic.
There's identifications all over those
I
things.
know.
I mean, you're not going to get away with it. All you can do is report it stolen, and then hopefully they'll buy that story, but probably not.
I hope it was stolen from Virginia City.
And we can't get into details there for obvious reasons. Well, speaking of chemicals in the food and chemistry and all that other stuff that, we've been touching on here recently, let's go out to the third world country where the pavement ends and the dirt begins, the home of the longest continuous burning tire fire anywhere in the United States.
Burning boats.
And burning boats. And where chemistry really doesn't matter. Silver Springs, Nevada, where fact and fiction get muddled. It's Aaron. Hey, Aaron. What's up?
Oh, man. My sides hurt. I'm picking myself up off the floor. You cut it out, would you please? Hey, I'm sitting in the office here enjoying one of the last views I'm going to have. We're back at Alladay LLC out here in Silver Springs for the weekend to close this place up. That was just too much. Don't collect the insurance. That's I still can't get over that. That's good.
Yeah, but that's the second happiest day of that person's life.
Yeah, no kidding.
Probably. But hey, just to comment a little bit on what Dee was saying there about chemistry and cooking, I have actually had bakers, really good bakers, in these casinos, and you've alluded they've won many awards and accolades for their job. Bakers will actually tell you good baking is chemistry because you're using, different elements and you're putting it all in a pot and then you adding heat to it. And cooking is kind of the same way. I don't know that I would say I'm a chemist, but
you don't have to read the box.
I can cook. That's it. I can cook pretty good. And just my humble opinion, cooking, piece of cake.
Do you ever watch Breaking Bad?
No.
You know what? I got very upset with the TV situation out here in Silver Springs 4 years ago. I have not had TV in 4 years. I was paying $70 a month to watch Oakland A's baseball. And they only play 6 months out of the year, so I'm not watching TV the other 6 months. So why have TV? I'm not really a TV person. I've never really been a TV person. Of course, when you're kids, you watch it and stuff. But as I got older, it's full of garbage. It really is. TV is a medium of advertising wrapped around programming, and that's my opinion. It's a vehicle to advertise, and if the politicians weren't on it every single day trying to get reelected, maybe I would think different. But the fact is, it's just, to me, it's a bunch of nonsense, and I don't know, man. I have no use for it, really. I found I have a little more peace in my life now without the TV, so I've never really missed it, per se.
Well, I love the old movies. I watch a ton of old movies, so.
You know what? I probably have 10,000 DVDs right now, movies on DVDs, and I'll give a little shameless plug to Dollar General. They have these cheap movies. You can go in and get like a season of a TV show without all the commercials for $5. Or you can go in and get a series of movies. I got a John Wayne collection there one time. 20 John Wayne movies from back in the 20s and 30s. It was like $5. The DVDs are relatively inexpensive technology now for movie watching, and it occupies a lot of time. And you know what? When I watched some of those old John Wayne movies, I really did, because I never saw John Wayne in his younger days. I always saw him like after True Grit,
Oh, yeah.
And, so he was kind of rugged, ugly-looking old cuts by then.
Well,
And when I watched these older movies, back in the 20s, He was a good-looking dude, man, and come running, jumping on that horse like he did. I understand now why Granny and all them folks had this Uzi thing going for him. You know, they were all like, "Oh, yeah." I mean, I can understand why they were all slobbering over him.
Well, you know, he was a stuntman for John Ford.
Yep.
I mean, he did a lot of odors, they called them, and got walk-on parts. There's actually some movies where he's not credited, where he's part of a scene or part of a gang or part of a something or else, and you know, it's usually a John Ford directed movie, and he has no credit. But if you watch and you know where to look for it, it's usually only 1 or 2 seconds. He makes an appearance in there, so you know he does do that.
And you know what? Even in the because there were some of the movies that I watched where he, like you're saying, he had very small roles in the movie. But even in those little, you could see this guy had. It was like when you were watching Tom Hanks on that show where they dressed up like girls. You knew he had talent and he was going to go somewhere. You just didn't realize it was going to be tomorrow and he'd be this big super mega star. But you could see that John Wayne, he had charisma. He had a way of carrying himself, even in those little tiny roles that stood out, and that's what made him what he was. He was pretty good at what he did.
Well, they had a series in the 30s before he made it big, The Three Musketeers, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Where him and 2 others were kind of a roving good guys.
Yeah, roving John. Who was
like
it?
Marshals or something. It was.
Yeah.
But they they'd go into a town and they were always incognito, and you know they'd always find out who the bad guy was.
He was a ranger of some kind. Undercover.
You know, there was another. I'm trying to think. There was another series. I think it came out in the 50s, but it was about the railroad detective. I think is what it was called, and I can't think of that guy's name, but he did that same.
Roger Cochran.
He did a little knockoff of John Wayne's Swagger, where he swung that shoulder around and everything, and he got off the horse. And that was a pretty good little Western in its own right. But that's what they did. They would go all over the place, and he had some gal that traveled with him, and she'd go get into town and, you know, like get a job at the post office or something, and then he'd come in and they'd do all this investigating to the robberies on the railroads and stuff. It was I can't think of the name of that series, but it was also another one of those things I got at the Dollar General store. There was like 20 movies on it for a couple dollars.
Isn't Dollar General one of those payday loan stores?
No, it's a chain store. Like you would think, though, huh? It's a chain store, kind of like Dollar Tree and the dollar stores. Only though they're not all dollar. You know, they actually have.
Okay.
Here's what happened out here. We all know that they had the gas station in the Village Market. Dollar General came in, and so did Family Dollar. And both of their formats is groceries and like a dime store, a drugstore kind of thing, like the old Sprouts Reach were. And that's kind of the format and the platform they have. And the guy saw the writing on the wall over there at Village Market, because ain't nobody going to come pay $5 for his milk when the other people are doing it at $3.50. He closed his door the day they opened and walked away from everything out here. And they finally got it open, but here's what the problem was with that and why it took so long. There were so many code violations. Half that building is still closed where they opened up the Chevron station. Only half of that building is being used. They're probably going to renovate the other half because that's where all the refrigeration units were. But they'll probably end up renovating that and renting it out, or whoever bought it will rent it out or something. But, yeah, the whole facility the whole building and the facility that Village Market was using, only half of that is now being used. So there were some issues there with the building codes and whatnot that probably were a little cost prohibitive for Chevron coming in to deal with and open up, because if I remember, they were supposed to open up in like June, and it never made it until September, October, or something like that.
Somebody didn't do their due diligence, because once it changes ownership, the new owners have to bring it up to current standards, and that building that was an old block building, and I think it was built in the late '60s. So I mean, it was an old.
Yeah, it's old cinder block, one of those old basic, slapped together construction styles back then.
Yeah.
Well, so
I'm
what else
looking
is
outside
happening?
right now. It's gorgeous out here. We got blue skies. I can see the moon right out the window. All the trees have opened up out here in Silver Springs. Again, the house is invisible from the street because of all the foliage here in the yard. I'm kind of going to miss this yard. My wind chime out there. But come on out this weekend. We still have a few items out here. You want to make a pile, make a deal. People are making piles. They're filling their dump truck. I mean, they're filling the bed of their truck up with items out of the yard, $50, $60, folks. I got bargains for days out here. Come on out and say hello over the weekend.
Where is
Sunday.
Come On Out?
2350 East 9th Street.
2350 East 9th. And what is that, near Cross Street? Winchester?
We're between Bass and Catfish.
Bass and Catfish, okay.
On 9th Street. And like I said, there's still some good bargains out here. It's kind of been picked over. All the real good stuff, if you will, is gone. But we still have some nice planters out here. Some landscaping rocks. A few of them that bring a tractor for them. They're pretty good size. But there's still some items out here. If you want to decorate, I still have I got a raccoon fountain for $100. If anybody needs a nice little fountain, a little water feature in their yard, really nice thing. It's about 4 feet high. Kind of cute little raccoon. Yeah, raccoon holding a bucket of water is what it is, and the water pours out of the bucket. So.
Okay.
I can't bring any puppies home.
Plants.
Cool.
No puppies, no.
No puppies.
Yeah.
No
Well, I'm talking about anything, actually.
Yeah. Well, Jim's broke now. He just redid his entire backyard, his entire kitchen, and changed his phone provider. So he's broke.
I'm busted.
Busted. Got nothing left.
Phone provider. I was at the phone yesterday, and we have been going back and forth, me and AT&T, and I got to kind of give props to the kid over there. Mike was his name. This guy spent 2 hours with me trying to figure something out. The people don't want to warranty the product that's not working right. They don't want to replace it and everything. So we go back into this device, this Wi-Fi device, and we find somebody switched my SIM card. And that's why it wasn't working properly. And somebody had found a way to tap in. Some of these people, man, some people just really blow me away. The only person that had the opportunity to do this was somebody I was doing a favor for and allowing them to stay at my house because their home got condemned. They switched my SIM card out, and after 2 hours of messing around, this guy goes, well, hey, wait a minute. This isn't right. Nobody ever thought to look at this SIM card except this kid. He goes, your SIM card number doesn't match the number that it's registered to. He pulls it out. He gets me a new SIM card. Bam. I have service. Everything's working fine. Yeah. So I got to give props to that kid. And even he was on the phone with this technician guy for like 30 minutes.
Wow.
And the guy was going, well, it's not working. There's something, we can't warranty it. We don't know if he broke it or he did this or, the guy's saying, hey, this is a brand new, I'm listening to this kid. He's going, this is a brand new device. There's not even a scratch on it. This guy hasn't damaged this, and they went round and round for a bit, and he goes, I don't know what to say here, man. He goes, they don't want to replace it. He goes, I think they're wrong. He goes, I really do. I said, well, it happens, I mean, things go happen. We don't know. And then he goes, and he caught it right at the last second. He goes, you know what? He goes, wait a minute. He goes, your numbers aren't right here. I go, what are you talking about? And when he told me that SIM card wasn't the card that came with the device, I was like, okay, that's why they wanted to use it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice guy getting spat on.
Moral of the story, be a jerk. Don't be a nice guy all the time. You don't have to be a nice guy all the time to have people like you, man. I'm sorry, but that leaves a real bad taste in my mouth.
I agree.
And after him and this gal did this, if I ever see the guy again, I'm liable to take my index finger and poke him right in the eye.
You're lucky that's all it took.
Well, oh no, they took a lot more than that. They got over almost $3,000 worth of my tools too.
Did you call the police?
Oh yes, I made a police report, most definitely. But they're in Oregon now, so let them be somebody else's problem. They're no longer
spout their name out and send it up there.
Problem. Yeah, they're up in Portland now, so they can, Portland can have them, and Silver Springs will have a little peace of mind out here because the Yahoos are gone.
Oh, good.
We got to get going.
Yahoos are gone. How do we contact you, Aaron?
Hey, 775-230-9915. Be sure to check out foreclosurepedia.org and follow those stories over there, folks. It's going to be gorgeous out here this weekend. Sunburn weather it is. Let's all have a great time. Let's all be safe out there.
All right.
All right. That's Aaron from Silver Springs, Nevada. man, lots going on out there. He's moving. Yeah. So go on out there to 9th Street. You'll see him out there between bass and catfish. It's not like there's a whole ton of houses on that road. No. You'll see him out there and, help him clear out the yard and get his clearance stuff done. You got something quick over there?
Well, I just got to get out to Kevin Gillard.
Oh, hi, Kevin.
My battery's going down. I have one thing to read to you.